Good morning, everyone here. Welcome to the live pre-market trading session here. My name is Chris Capri. So we're going to be going over our pre-market watch list as usual. We're going to go over our stock scanners and the various scanning tools that we use. And then we're going to be looking at trade subs that we're going to be taking for today. So we usually start off by covering the overall markets, the global markets, what's been happening with them in the three markets, Asia, Europe, and the US. And then we will be coming back to US stocks to trade. So let's start off with our overnight watch list. So Asia was mostly positive. Nifty was initially in the negative, and it rallied back into the positive. Aussie was in the positive, went to the close. Europe's been pretty mixed with mostly a down bias. So the only one that's in the green right now is the FTSE. But very mildly. And the others are in the negative, but also mildly. We're not talking huge, like 1.5%, 2% drops or anything like that. It's funny how 1.5%, 2% drop in index is considered a big drop now. So, but they're all pretty much right across the board. So there is pressure on them. And we are starting to see pressure in the ES already. So the ES is down 13 points. I know QQQ, which had recently tagged the all-time highs yesterday, at 270 is down a little bit. It touched it briefly and then is sold off in the pre-market. So there is some pressure on indices right now, but not much. QQQ is kind of poised to break out of this. I have a bear call spread at 270, 275, and to neutralize some of that risk, I've thrown in I sold a put below 250. So that has moved my strikes out a little bit and moved my break-even point out a little bit. So that's what I got going on there right now. But let's go and start with stock scanners, and let's get into see what we got in the session here, and then we'll get into Benzinga. DHPC. Let's see. What's your 1.286 pre-market volume? Okay. Diamond Peak Holdings, financial conglomerates. So holding company to buy probably other companies or something like that. You are up, not a whole lot, maybe 20% roughly. Let me just make sure I understand exactly what's going on here. Yeah, blank check company. Okay. So is there any news on DHPC? DPHC. See what Benzinga says. Electric maker, Lordstown Motors going public and reverse major. Workers Group, Steve, Holdings is committing to a total of $675 million from its 2019 initial public offering permanent investment. Okay, so they're investing in EV pickups. So this is part of the ESG thing. You're seeing this very popular amongst Robinhood traders. Hello to you, swing trading. Very popular amongst Robinhood traders, so not surprising that this is getting some attention. Looking at the weekly, so we're talking basically all-time highs right now, and here we are, 1420. So looking at the structure looks very constructive. It's building for a breakout. There's a decent base of support around 1291. That's where this kind of base is here. That was the pre-market base, and then you have prior resistance around 1351. So that's a decent zone of support. 1351 is kind of high. I'd like a pullback on this one here, maybe towards 1297 or something like that, maybe a little bit below. Another possible alternative is pullback to the weekly VWAP on that one here, but I would like to see a pullback before instead of trading the breakout. If we're going to trade the breakout, I'd like to see more buildup on the price action. We've only had two pre-market 5 or 1 hour candles spike there, and they were sold back off. So I'd like to see buildup on that one there, but DHPC or DPHC is a potential. We'll put that on the list for now. JMIA has been a hot stock many times over the last several weeks. As you can see, it's just running. Quite parabolic as of late. So this might be running out of a little bit of steam. Let's see here. It's pre-market highs. It's not really a whole lot in pre-market. It's 2351. Okay, so this could run a little bit to this kind of resistance area right here. You should see all this resistance right here. So we're in kind of a parabolic move in consolidation. So I'd like to see a pullback on this one here. You do have 20, which is a decent basis support, round number. And then the weekly VWAP is around 1914. So with weekly VWAP around 1914, those are potential decent pullback areas. It has formed a corrective structure between 2348 and 20. So I like a potential long at 20. Another option is 19. After that, I would be short-term bearish. As long as it holds inside this corrective structure, holds above 19, then I'd be bullish. And that could build for a nice breakout structure. And if it did do that, then I think there's scope to 25, round number, and then 27. So we'll keep JMIA also on the watch list. And let's put some alerts. Pull back to here and break out above here, just so we have the structure covered. Searcher 66. Hi, Chris. Any comment for SPCE? So the way we do this, Searcher, is that you pick the instrument. You also got to list the time frame, and you got to list just, whether you're bullish or bearish. If you have a long setup or whatever, entry, stop loss, to take profit. But bullish or bearish, and just like one sentence description on what you see. So that's how you can get a call out and a shout out on any instrument. We'll cover those though. So if you do all that, then we'll do that as soon as we cover these right here, basically. EVFM. I'm going to pass on this one here. Any. Okay. I have no idea what you are. Information tech. Let's see what you got. Provision of containerization, virtualization, data management, social hybrid cloud. So why did you spike up and down? I'm going to pass on this one here too. And volume is pretty low in that. Okay, so volume is pretty low once you get to this right here. So I'm going to switch this to opening gap so it's ready when the market opens. And let's see what's going on Benzinga for pre-market. All right, so I generally like to look for things that are 600,000 shares and above at a minimum. The only ones that are qualifying right now is Blink, JMI, Sun, DPHC, and SRNE. So let's look at BLNK, Sun, and SRNE. Blink is looking decently strong. Okay, so it's up 20+% pre-market. Pre-market highs, looks like it wants to break out pre-market. Pre-market highs are 12.99. And there was a spike last week to 14.38. So that's going to be your new kind of resistance. There's that spike prior, and interesting basis support around roughly 10. Yeah, decent basis support around 10.54 and 10. So there's your zone of support right there. It looks like it kind of wants to break this and then push these upper ranges, but I wouldn't want to. What's the volume on this one here? 1.1 in traditional, and average volume is 6. So it's a 6 at. So it's not bad right now. I'd like to see a little bit of a pullback, maybe to 11 or something like that. So put a little bit of, yeah, I'd like to see a pullback if possible. That's a good launching point, basically. A lot of buyers came in just in the last 15, 20 minutes. Let's see if anything, and Blanc, nicely done. Nicely done, Blanc. Blink Charger imports deal with Cushman and Wakefield for deployment of electric vehicle charging stations. Okay, that's their main thing, Blink Charging. Yeah, you're seeing that the EV space right now is just kind of expanding. So now it's no longer just about the EV cars. Now it's about charging stations. There's just a lot of peripheral technologies that are, downstream technologies that are being built and are now becoming viable, companies and contenders. So this space is just going to continue to, kind of blow up. So you're going to real estate, go over to Christian Wakefield. So they signed in with the real estate company. Okay. This is positive news. That's good. So good positive news on Blink, which is really nice. It looks like it might want to break right now. So it might be a break in pre-market before we open. I have noticed that a fair amount of companies have been strong pre-market and then faded. So I would like to see a little bit of a pullback on this before I get long. There is a possibility that, it could do a breakout pullback or something like that. It's just we're kind of in thin territory right here. Yeah, rejected. Didn't hold much above this. It's only had about 5 or 6 hours above this price. So I'd like to see a pullback to VWAP before getting long. But it's breaking right now. Okay, so we'll keep Blink on the hot list. I got the alarm back on 11, and I'll watch one at 14. Run these at 1450 because if it does that, then once it gets past 15, you got a lot of open room once you get past 15. You got a lot of open room once you get past 15. Well, they've been around for a while. Yeah, they've been around for a while. So if we can get past 15, then there's a lot of scope for the upside on this one here. So we'll wait for a pullback on this one, or we'll watch a break of the highs here. But we'll definitely keep BLNK on the hot list. It's got positive news catalyst. It's got good volume to start off with. It's already at about 1/5, 1/6 of the volume. So we're good on that. We've gone over DPHC. We haven't gone over Sun. So let's check out Sun. There goes. I'm going to pass on Sun. Yeah, it doesn't hold a lot of its intra-week gains. It tends to fade a lot of it. So I'm going to pass on that. SRNE, Sorrento, if I remember, Sorrento Therapeutics. Not up huge in pre-market, 10%, nothing crazy. And we are getting to structural highs here. Yeah, what was their big thing, SRNE? Let's look, engage in research on manufactured biopharmaceutical products, therapies to treat specific stages in the evolution of cancer. Yeah, well, okay, so it's in, yeah. All right, so this is going to be, it's a decent stock company. I don't know if there's any positive news. It doesn't seem like it. SRNE has, it's way below. It's not even 10% of its average daily volume, which is 38 million. So nothing crazy. It's not really a high volume mover right now. And it's a high volume relative to other things, but I'd rather wait for, I'd like to see a break of the pre-market highs. But a pullback would be much better because this hasn't really been the best at holding its breakouts. So I'd like to see a pullback would probably be better on this one here, but we got alarms on breaking pre-market highs and see what happens there. Okay, so nothing else on the pre-market watch list. Searcher 66, did you have the time frame? Time frame, bullish or bearish? So we could do analysis on this. And Stefanos is just curious. I see TradingView doesn't hold your drawings when you save the stock on a new tab. Do you redraw your levels on each tab on your watch list, or you just remember plan for each one? The alarms are for that. But yeah, I don't know why it doesn't. Maybe because there's probably a setting or something like that about syncing. I'll have to look at that. But I also have the tab here if I need it. So yeah, it didn't drop, but the alarms will cover most of that. So I'll just redo it. It doesn't take much for me to redo the analysis. It's just a few seconds. The alarms are also kind of notifying me of where my major lines in the sand are. So yeah, it's a good question. That would be an interesting, I wonder how you could set that up. Maybe there's some, let's see, that was July 22nd. Yeah, that'd be an interesting feature. So Searcher 66, do you have a comment or question on SPCE? Any others right now? No, nothing setting the volume list. Yesterday was interesting because yesterday had kind of some slow volume and then some other ones really picked up. But also yesterday was interesting because the ones that were big movers yesterday, a lot of the movement was pre-volume or pre-market. So I'll be very curious to see how that plays itself out today. What's up with Mara? Mara's down. Mara was a big, kind of very parabolic run yesterday. That was one. Let's see what's going on Space. Okay, Space is interesting. So Space had a conference call yesterday. Their earnings were slightly under, if I remember. Yeah, they're expecting minus 26, they're minus 30. So crazy difference. There were some positive things in the call. There were some negative things. So this is a stock that I've been wanting to unwind for a little bit now. And now that it has, I think we can get in at a good price on this one here. This is a stock I'm bullish on long-term. I believe, what was it? So it's Virgin Galactic Holdings. And part of the reason why I'm bullish on it is because the companies like this and SpaceX, they are, again, just kind of like Tesla is now creating a lot of downstream technologies and companies that are innovating and raising the whole kind of technological sphere. We're seeing this with, like SpaceX, and we're seeing it with Virgin Galactic. Virgin Galactic signed a contract recently with Rolls-Royce. So, to work with engine propulsion and things like that. And so, you're seeing that these companies are innovating. It's not necessarily that it's like the best thing for humans right now to be like focusing on like, hey, how can we live on Mars and things like that? We got a lot of problems right here. We got a virus, we got economic problems and things like that. But these companies are creating new technologies that are creating this whole series of downstream technologies and companies that are going to be the future. And so I'm bullish on space long-term. So I'll probably add a position at the bottom of this here, which is this prior spike high right here. So I'll probably add a position, right around 2175. And I'll probably also look for a move towards 2071 to add to my position. And so I'm targeting a much bigger move up eventually. And so I'm bullish on space long-term. So this is a company that I'll be getting exposure to probably today. So yeah, this is definitely a company I like. And I like investing in companies like this for a medium long-term plays. Okay, Searcher 66 doesn't want to. Okay, I guess he's shut. There, Yanni's saying there is autosave or one can press Control S. It doesn't share a cloud memory. It just holds the last things you did on the last tab you used and saved. Interesting. Okay, gotcha on that. Let's check in what's going on with DKNG. DKNG has been under pressure. It had a good rally off the 28 support level, which we talked about was this major support level right here. So resistance, support, it bounced really nicely, almost got up to the 40 handle, and then has since faded. I think short term it's under a little bit of pressure, but I think at 30.94, I'll probably add on to my position, and I'll definitely add on to my position at 28. So I think short term it's going to drift a little bit, and then it's going to have to find a whole new set of buyers. It was nice when it was holding this, but once the Major League Baseball games, the players started getting more and more coronavirus cases, it's kind of sunk the chances for some online sports betting. Basically, one of the major sports right now, baseball, as there's a good chance the season is in jeopardy. So as soon as that hit, then sports betting companies like DraftKings have dropped dramatically on this one here. So yeah, I'll look to add on more into my position at 30.97, and then I'll definitely add at 28. And then I'll probably just hold, because at that point I have a fair amount of shares. I already have a decent amount of shares, but I'll have a pretty large position at that point, and I won't want to add any more until I feel like the structure stabilizes. So yeah, so that's where I'm on DraftKings on this one here. Sorry, I missed part of that. So Searcher 66, I said basically that if you want me to examine SPCE, oh wait, I did it. Okay, I did it anyway. So SPCE, you got lucky. That's a company that I have been very, very interested in. So yeah, I've given you my analysis on that. Yeah, I already gave analysis on this, so I will add I'll probably add pretty close right now, 2160, and then I'll add at 2075. For me, this is a medium to long-term play. This is the kind of stock I could hold. Like if we were to rally all the way up to these highs here at 36, 37, then I'll probably close a good portion of my position. But yeah, I'm bullish on this long-term, and I think this is going to be a great company to hold long-term. I'd love it if they give me a dividend. That would make me feel better. But yeah, that's where I'm very bullish on a long term, mostly because of the technologies and future technologies they're going to be developing. That is just going to be very, very beneficial for the space. So just like Tesla has now created a whole host of different technologies, and other companies have been building technologies to support the infrastructure that Tesla's creating, that I think Virgin Galactic Holdings, SPCE, is one of those as well. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, you feel it seems like you're on the same play there. So yeah, we're on the same play on this one here. I really like it. Good company. Let's see here. So we've gone on our DKNG. How are we doing on time? Okay, market just opened, so let's just cover Anything else I want to cover? No, I think that's pretty much it. At this point, I would expect QQQ to break out. I feel like QQQ is probably going to break out, which is part of the reason why I sold a put to widen my cost basis on this one here. So I have a bull call spread above this 270, 275. I think it pushed my break even point to now high 272s. So as long as by August 21, QQQ expires below 272, 75, 80, then I will be in profit. If it closes above that, then I'll be losing some money. But I think chances are I'm leaning toward this breaking out to the upside. And if it does, then I'll look for a breakout pullback and I might just get long QQQ. And then that would neutralize the risk for me on my option position. So it would give me exposure to the underlying. So I would have direct exposure to QQQ, but this is, the other two times it sold off pretty aggressively here. And now it's just kind of sitting up here and it's not really going anywhere. So we had the Apple announcements. Everything was great. Then they sold off, found some dip buyers at 261. I think if it was to get back to 266 and then 260, I think 261 would be a great buy. But it's just kind of holding at the top here. So there's very little selling pressure right now. So markets would have to sell off aggressively as a whole and then put pressure on this. Otherwise, I expect QQQ to probably break 270. There's a good chance it'll do it this week. And if it does, then I will get long on that. So, okay, that pretty much covers it for right now. Market's open. So I'm going to switch to the live trading room with our stock trading course members. If you'd like to learn more, check us out at secondskiesforex.com. And you can also check out all the free videos we have on our YouTube channel here. So I'm going to start trading live with our members right now. And so stay tuned, members. Sell. Yeah, sorry about that. It's a little late. I got to rush to market open and start trading. So, but if you become a member, then you can ask these kind of questions and we can go over that in real time and things like that. So anyways, good luck trading, everybody. Have a great session this week. I will see you this Friday, first Friday of every month. We'll be doing live trading Q&A session. That'll be a much longer webinar. So I will see you this Friday at about 6:30 a.m. right around market open. So this time Friday, I will see you then. Other than that, have a great trading day and a great trading week, and I'll see you then. Take care, everyone.